even James Gunn came out. I'm going to show you a bunch of photos, and some of these stories may bleed into some of the others, but it says for sure that Nathan Fillion has been cast as Guy Gardner in Superman Legacy. He looks more like a Hal Jordan than a Guy Gardner.
Garden. You know, plant some stuff.
And actually played Hal Jordan in some of the cartoons, so.
But you didn't watch it? Pretty sure?
I don't understand why he's being cast as Guy Gardner, and especially with his age.
You're being ageist. People can play at different ages. Look at a lot of the dramas about high schools. Like 30-year-olds playing teenagers.
You know, Henry Cavill was too old, but now we have Nathan Fillion coming in.
Where did it say being too old? He just got recasted, I believe. And also, these are two different characters. Characters can be different ages. I'm a different age than Aaron, I'm pretty sure. Aaron's a different age to, like, people's kids, people's grandkids, grandsons, like, grandfathers, and all that.
Again, just the hypocrisy.
Being a voice person and you can't even do any voice.
Is high with James Gunn. We do have Eddie Gathegi has been cast as DCU's Mr. Terrific. Now this guy is rail thin.
Now you're skinny shaming.
I'm hoping he will be able to bulk up properly to play the character. I hope we're not going to get skinny versions, because I'm afraid we're going to.
Unlike Superman, where Henry Cavill is too buff.
We get a skinny Superman, and now we could get a skinny Mr. Terrific.
Now you're skinny shaming Superman.
And yes, I do understand people can put on weight for roles, but I've never seen him. Eddie has never been in a role where he's been big. He's always been rail thin. So.
Like Christian Bale in that one movie.
Yes, I have concerns about that casting as well. Now this one just boggles. This totally contradicts what coming DCU movies without knowing anything about the past. We are trying to minimize audience confusion. They said the whole purpose of this reboot was to create.
Jeez, it's getting really loud.
This one massive shared universe where everything is connected to everything. Are they lying?
No. You can minimize confusion by just having the universes being separate things. They're connected, but they're separate things, because it's like, oh, the entire universe one way. And then, but they're connected, but we're going to focus on this. You know, you don't need to.
And as it stands now,
it's a little loud.
The Flash was not a reboot for the DCEU. Superman was in Black Adam with Henry Cavill back, and the audiences, regular audience members, because if you remember,
oh jeez, you're still going on.
DC is not, Warner Brothers Discovery is not doing movies for fans anymore. They're doing movies for the general audience.
I don't think the Snyder stuff was for the fans. I didn't like it. I didn't like the Martha thing. I didn't like the fact that Batman figured out Superman's weakness like instantly. Most of the time, it takes a while for someone to find someone's weakness.
The general audience are not the people that are in the know as to what's going on.
And that's a good thing, because knowing stuff, you start hating on it.
So when a new Superman movie shows up and Henry Cavill isn't there, how do you think people are going to react?
Like they did for all the other Superman actors. Christopher Reeves comes to mind. And the Henry Cavill is next. This is next. And also, don't forget the Supermans before that, the black and white Superman. Even Nicolas Cage was about to be Superman. So, constantly new Superman. If it was only one Superman throughout whole history, they would have to deep fake them for decades. Generations after generations with the same actor. Jeez.
They have to explain this
No, they don't.
all within. You've got Blue Beetle next month,
All within 2 years. Just say that.
and you have Aquaman 2. And Aquaman 2 is going through some major reshoots again, and your intentions of
skip it.
production into Superman Legacy. I just don't see how people aren't going to be confused.
Possibly initially they'll be confused, but time heals all wounds.
This is going to be some weird. This is going to be some weird voodoo they're going to have to pull off. Again, this ties into what I just posted. It says you don't need to see the Flash or Shazam movie to enjoy the new reboot with Superman. DC Studios boss teases DCU will be built for new audiences that skipped recent movies. Yeah, again, that's going to be some interesting voodoo.
No, because, like you said, those 2 movies failed. So people didn't watch it. So them not needing to watch it is a good thing. Because they didn't watch it. You're, in your side, when you're saying it, you're assuming that everyone watched Shazam and The Flash. Shazam 2 and The Flash. But they didn't. Box office shows, rental shows, purchases show that they didn't watch it.
We'll see how this all plays out. And this photo kind of cracks me up. You've got 2 guys down here smiling, and then you got Peter Stafford at the end like, he's got this look on his face. It's got.
It looks like he's smiling too, but with, I guess you don't count this as smiling, even though it clearly is. I guess it's a more subtle smile.
Kind of goofy. Like, I'm not so sure about this. So this is something that Our Movie News put out there, and I thought this was interesting. And this goes.
Oh, Our Movie News, the one that is also very biased with the Snyder stuff. Yeah. Believe him, right? Believe the person that's also against it.
Back to what I mentioned a few minutes ago. A lot of the fans who are excited for Gunn's DCU were also excited for Shazam 2 and The Flash. And that's all we heard online. Real DC fans, you're not a real DC fan. The hate was super high. And all these people said, you're not true DC fans. And they talked about how awesome Shazam was going to be and how The Flash was going to make $1.5 billion. I think he has as many customers as you think, Q. Yeah,
you're reading with the freaking Our Movie News, the person that's also on your side completely, and just bashes on James Gunn constantly. So, yeah, trust the person that's also hating. Yeah.
There aren't as many people as you think that Alien as Green Lantern, Guy Gardner, Isabel Merced as Hot Girl, and Eddie Gathegi as Mr. Terrific. Again, that comes from Vanity Fair, and James Gunn did confirm this yesterday. Now, this is a thread that I saw that I thought was interesting. Somebody posted this, and these are all valid arguments, and this is something I'm going to discuss here in a minute. It says, okay, let me understand it clearly. Blue Beetle is DCU's first character. Creature Commandos is the DCU's first project. Superman Legacy is the first DCU movie. But James will start working on Peacemaker Season 2 after Superman Legacy, which means Peacemaker is canon to DCU 1. Peacemaker is canon to the Suicide Squad, meaning the Suicide Squad is canon to DCU. The Suicide Squad being canon to DCU means Superman canonically, I don't even know how to say that, fought Bloodsport, because the Suicide Squad is canon to DCU means all characters which appeared in it are canon to DCU as well. Nathan Fillion played TDK, but also playing Guy Gardner. The logic is
Actors play the same thing also because did you see the announcement of James Gunn's brother playing the Weasel guy, and also another guy also? As long as they physically look different, they can still be within the same thing. One thing that's a little confusing is how TDK is still alive whenever they announce it, but that's a nitpick. They can easily change that. They can change their mind about that, move on from there.
crazy here. Superman Legacy will show us work origin, but also have the Authority characters, Mr. Terrific, Hawkgirl, Guy Gardner cameos as well, alongside Crypto and Jimmy Olsen.
They didn't confirm Crypto. I don't know where they got that from.
A Waller project is also in the works. Means Viola Amanda Waller is canon to DCU. Means DCU Superman is canon to an Amanda Waller, which is canon to previous Superman as well.
Not really, because it could easily be a thing where it's not connected at all. That just happens. People that didn't watch Black Adam wouldn't really care.
So easy to understand this universe timeline, isn't it? DC for you. And this person is absolutely correct.
And I wonder what side he's on. Is he on Snyder's side, or is he open-minded, like a smart person, and seeing the future?
Before I get into my thoughts on all of that, we have this podcast that came out where Jim Lee actually went into a comic shop over the 4th of July weekend, a shirt on, Restore the Snyderverse shirt that Jim Lee wrote. And they got to talking, and I watched half see that movie, and I think we are getting closer to seeing for about a month or so. And I can't remember the exact date, but I did pull in here what is going to be included on these discs. So we have Making the Flash Worlds Collide featurette, Flash.
Oh, this is
The Flash, where these are. Flash, Escape the Midnight Circus, Cyclotron, Dawn. And then they talk about the Blu-ray and what it's going to include. Making the
putting that sponsor right there, I'm guessing.
Flash Worlds Collide feature. I wanted to go today, but it's at a time frame. More
okay. There you go. That's all it is. And sorry about the longer video, but I just think it's very dumb of him to assume that all actors should be the same age in the project. And Guy Gardner could easily be a thing that's like temporary Green Lantern and then moves on to the other Green Lanterns. Or also him moving forward through a lot of projects is okay too. Again, it doesn't matter for me. I just enjoy what DC's planning. At least it has a plan, not changing their mind every film. But yeah.